Let us practice some shortcuts which are going to be useful in an examination for doing faster work. First, you have to create some data for that. I already done something. I'll remove this data. I'll make this border also disappear by going home and then enter and then run so that come to the same format as the other one. So some data is required. So let us create some data. Here some names of students, Excel marks, then accounts marks, names of this. Not want to waste time saying names. So and then drag it to numbers here 9, 10. Then tell to think marks instead of let me put some random numbers using the formula is equal to rand between, let's say, think that they're all getting between 35 and 80 marks. And then put control enter so that all the data comes here. I put one more enter somewhere. Now this is the formula. Now I do not want this formula, this numbers to change. So I need to freeze those numbers. So I get copy, then control, there's a right click, paste special and paste values. So we get, make it like a more beautiful, make it bold like this. Then let me make a boundary for this one, border. And let us put one more thing called total here, total marks. That so is obtained by making sum of these two. So total marks for that. You click on this corner, you'll get that thing copied, selected, then yeah. So I got the data. Now, first thing is select all. I want to select all this data. Obviously, you can do this one by mouse, but then if 1,000 lines are there and 1,000 columns are there, we can't do that. So method for that is Control A. Whole thing gets selected. That is Control A. I do not want to select all of them. I want to select only this. So Control Shift down arrow. I want from here Control Shift down arrow. Suppose I want from here to the right. Control Shift right arrow. I want all of them. Control Shift right arrow. From wherever it starts to the right, most data points. Now let me select all of it. Now Control B will give me bold letters. Another B will remove it. So let us say Control B. I want to make it italics. Control I. I want to underline is Control U. I do not want any of those things. Then I can go to Control Z. One more Control Z. One more Control Z. Bring through. But if I say no, this undo was by mistake, I can do Control Y. It will take. So now get Control Z. So Z and Y, doing and redoing it, undoing and redoing it. Now I can copy this one by Control C and paste it some other place. Control V. I do not want the paste. I can go to Control Z. I removed it from there. I do not want this data to be here. So Control A to select. Then I say Control X for cutting. And then I want to paste it here. Control V. The data has come from there to here. I do not want this to happen. So I go back to Control Z. In this entire data, I want to find out where is say 63. So Control H. So let's say I want to know where is 79. Any number that you want. And I want to find out only. To find next the 79. Is there any other 79? Let's see. No. Suppose I make one number 79, another number 79. And now I say Control H 79 and find all. So it selects two 79s, H8 and I10. I want to replace that with 78. One mark I want to give less to that person. I'll say replace all. So all the 79s have become 78. I do not want this to happen. Go back Control Z. They become 79. And this was 79 was changed by me. So this also I do not want. This also, this was there earlier itself. So H is fine and replace. I want to make a table out of this. Control T. It is asking me where is the data. The data is, so first whenever you have to make this thing, ensure that let me go back to this one, Control Z. Now put that cursor in one of the cells, any cell. Then say Control T. And it is asking you also, is this the data? Yes. From 3 to 14. 30, this is 13. Yeah, that is 13. Okay. It creates table for me. And table is required when I have to make slicer, etc. For example, if I have to say insert slicer, unless you are declared as a table, the slicer option will not come. So only insert slicer option is available when it is a table. Then I can choose. But if I undo this one, Control Z, now if I say insert slicer, that option is not there. So whenever you make insert slicer, ensure that you have declared it as a table by Control T. Now, data validation. Suppose I want to find out name. Let me find out. Suppose I want to put name of the student, and I want Excel marks. Then I want accounts marks. So I want name to be selected from here. So then that is where you do data validation. Alt D L, and then I say it is list. And what is the list? List is the source of list is here from here to here, and then I say okay. Now whenever I click, I can only click any of these names. I can't click anything else. So data is valid. Now Excel I can obtain by doing VLOOKUP formula. Go to VLOOKUP, come here so that it's easy. You don't have to remember anything. What is that you want to look up? I want to look up this value. From where you want to look up? I want to look up from this. And column number. This is column number 1. Where the lookup value is there, that is the column number 1. Then this is column number 2 I want to look up. And I want exact matches. I do not want approximate matches. So then it is. Right now it is coming not available because I not selected any. So data, suppose that it has to be name 1. I want to select another one, name 5, name 579. Similarly, let us do one more for accounts. We look up. That want to look up. I want to look up this value. Table array remains same thing. And instead of this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So I want for the third column, including that column which contained the names here. And this again false. That will give me Excel. And anywhere I change this one, I change this to 7. I get 7 is 74 and 76. And I come to 9 is 44 and 46. This is how VLOOK works. This is what data validation does here. Of course, you can get it from the menu also. The menu is here. You have to go to data. And there is validation here. But instead of that, Alt DL is faster. Alt DO, I want to enter data here. Let's see. Alt DO, what does it do? Alt DO. Now, data is here, name 1. Now, let us say I want to go to the next one. 7, 8, 9 has come, 10 has come. Now, 11, I want to put here. I put that name 11, put some data. I want data as 56, and this is 7. Then I say next. When I enter, instead of 11, 10, 11 has come. One more I put name 12, name 12, name marks here 44, 55, and then I say new number. So one more data entry will do. Suppose I say name, because now it is waiting for this data. Name 13, marks are 33, 5, and I say again new, it goes to the next number. So how you create a data entry form using Alt DO. Now I want to find the total marks of people, or suppose I want to find out the average marks of all the people here. So here Alt equal will give me the sum of all these things. Average is how many numbers are there. So because 1 is 9, 10 is missing there. The total number of items here is, you can make out it is from 12. Average also comes here, 4.58, but let's calculate this one. So here, let us say is equal to the sum divided by 12, but 12 numbers are there. Same thing, I can copy here. I can copy here. and then copy to the next one. The formula will take, I don't have to do anything to freeze the formula because when I'm copying from here to here, I'm telling that I want data which is above this one. Copying from here to here. But if I'm copying from downwards, there will be a problem because then it will eliminate this one and start from here. That is for another video, which already done, I think. Control G. Now you say Control G. In this one, if I say Control G, they're asking where you want to go. So suppose I say I remove this data by deleting this data. Now here I say Control G, then go to Special, and I say I want to go to blanks. The blank cell here. This is a blank cell. It went all over the place because I not selected the data. So in this one, let us say Control G, Special. I want to go to blanks. Only go to that. And this blank, I want to suppose I want to make that blank very obvious that it is there, so I can fill it with any color I want. I do not want any of this to happen. So Control Z, back to square one. Now you must remember to save the file every now and then, every 2-3 minutes, so that in case power supply goes off, you are not losing your data work. For 3 hours, you can't afford to lose whatever you have done. So you say Control yes. Every now and then Control yes. There's no limit how many times you can do it. So do that, Control yes. Then we have Shift 11 is for a new sheet. Now, advise you to make each question to be answered in a different worksheet. How do you do that? Putting Shift and F11. So let me remove some unnecessary sheets which are there. So I select this one and keep press Shift pressed and select up to here because these are the ones I created by mistake. And then I right click and I say delete. So now here I say Shift F11, Shift F11. I do not want it. I can do Control that, or I can delete it from here. Okay, now that is Shift 11. Control N for new workbook. We can do that, or you can just go to File and open a existing workbook. Control P for printing, Q for data bars. Suppose I select the entire thing here, up here, then say Control Q. It says okay, data bars. Undo that. I don't want it. Closing. Close workbook. Control W. And suppose I do not want all these details here. Control F1. Again, Control F1 will bring it back on. That is when you need all the data, all the space here to be occupied by the data rather than these extra things. Because especially when you're using the shortcut, you may not need any of these things. And you can have more space here by doing Control F1. So these are the various things that you can try to do. Practice them so that your work in the examination hall becomes that much faster.